Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Daphne Brooks. We hope you find it enlightening. Honorific suffix equal image equal Daphne Brooks op image size equal alt equal caption equal photo by Joe Mabel native name lang equal birth date equal birthplace equal United States of America death date equal death place equal resting place coordinates equal nationality equal American education equal University of California, Berkeley, University of California, Los Angeles alma mater equal known for equal notable works equal style equal movement equal spouse equal awards equal elected equal patrons equal memorials equal website equal module equal. Daphne Brooks, born 1968, is an American writer and Black Studies scholar who is William R. Kenan, Junior Professor of African American Studies, Women's, Gender and Sexuality Studies and Music at Yale University. She is also Director of Graduate Studies. She specializes in African American literary cultural performance studies, especially 19th century and transatlantic culture. She is a rock music lover and has attributed her research interests in Black performance to being a fan of rock music since a very young age. She has written 3 books: Liner Notes for the Revolution, The Intellectual Life of Black Feminist Sound, Belknap Press, 2021, Bodies in Dissent, Spectacular Performances of Race and Freedom, Duke University Press, 2006, and Jeff Buckley's Grace Continuum, 2005. As we transition, let's shed light on early life and its relevance to our ongoing exploration. Brooks was born in Redwood City, California in 1968. Her parents moved to the San Francisco Bay Area in 1950. Brooks' father earned a Bachelor of Arts in History and an MA in Education at the University of California. Brooks is the youngest of 3 children. Her brother is 17 years older and her sister is 10 years older. Brooks received a BA in English from University of California, Berkeley, and an MA and a June 1997 in English from the University of California, Los Angeles. Brace yourself for an in-depth analysis as we navigate through interest in Black performance and its far-reaching implications. Brooks' interest in Black performance was developed from her passion for rock music since she was a child. She frequently turns to music criticism to find out how a rocker's music was different from others, and how a piece of music was influenced by culture to embody greater issues like cultural heterogeneity, race, and gender. Because of her passion in Black rock music and substantial exposure to African American literature by her family. Now, let's redirect our focus towards performance studies and discover its significance in our narrative. One of Brooks' research interests is exploring the significance of performance in the expression of Black subjectivity. Brooks' definition of performance studies. White audiences of the 19th and 20th centuries often perceived aspects of African American experience to be shaped by the perspective of white subjectivity, as their education was given and thus influenced by institutions led mostly by white people. Brooks believes that Black experience is shaped less by whites but by Black radicalism. She ascribes Black performance to a comprehensive understanding of Black cultural production. In her book, Bodies in Dissent, Spectacular Performances of Race and Freedom, Brooks describes how, in the performance of The Escape, A Leap for Freedom, the Black protagonist William Wells Brown performs acts that both figuratively and explicitly resists the repressive institution. As the performing body embodies Black radicalism itself, performance studies to Brooks is a significant way of understanding Black cultural production. Let's now zoom in on Bodies in Dissent, Spectacular Performances of Race and Freedom, and uncover the hidden gems that lie within. Bodies in Dissent, Spectacular Performances of Race and Freedom, Duke University Press, 2006, is Brooks' major work on performance studies. The book seeks to explore the way Black protagonists embody African American experiences as they assert subjectivity by resisting the racial institution and creating Black identities through performance. One chapter of the book, The Escape Artist, examines Henry Box Brown's performance of his escape from slavery. Brown was a slave in Virginia before he escaped to the free state of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1850 by shipping himself in a box in which he hid for 27 hours. He wrote a narrative of the life of Henry Box Brown, on his early life and his extraordinary escape from slavery. He was later invited to give stage performances of his escape story in England. Brooks describes Brown's performance of his traveling entrapment in the box as a metaphor of physical resistance to the antebellum period's rigorous literal and figurative colonization of black bodies. Literal colonization is the institution's enslavement of Brown's body, and figurative colonization is its simultaneous deprivation of his subjectivity. Brown begins to undergo his self-making process when the inevitable enslavement of his family evoked his desire for liberation and self-determination. Singing is a significant tool of resistance in Brown's performance. Improvising on biblical verse to create his celebratory hymns, Brown's songs essentially express his hope and ecstasy for deliverance by God. In this sense, Brown subverts the institutional colonization of his blackness by utilizing sacred songs to create a transcendent free world. Taking advantage of the institutional belief that African Americans are incapable of subjectivity-guided actions, Brown and his friends plotted his escape. They came up with a creative means of shipping Brown in a box. At the climax of the performance, Brown emerges from the box after its arrival in Philadelphia and became a free man. The emergence is symbolic of Brown's self-actualization, as he is now a free man with subjectivity and the ability to determine his identity. In the upcoming portion, we'll be dissecting reception to gain a comprehensive understanding of its implications. Bodies in Dissent is generally praised for having given a rich account of how African Americans use performance to express resistance against oppression by white dominant institutions during the 19th and 20th centuries. Nevertheless, critic Sinead Moynihan argues that Brooks fails to demarcate the exact limits of the term performance, which threatens to render the study both everything and nothing. The book won the Errol Hill Award for Outstanding Scholarship on African American Performance from ASTR. Now, let's redirect our focus towards Jeff Buckley's Grace and discover its significance in our narrative. Jeff Buckley's Grace is a short work of non-fiction that examines Jeff Buckley's musical development from his early career to the release of his only full-length studio album. Brooks discovered Buckley's music while in graduate school. The inspiration of Jeff Buckley's Grace comes from Brooks' amusement at the white artist's ability to sing like different artists at different times. I was amazed that this young, stunningly handsome white guy from Southern California could sing like Nina Simone 1 minute and sound like Robert Plant the next. Brooks notes Buckley's music as being shaped by a wild elixir of discordant musical and cultural influences, from Nina Simone and Billie Holiday to Led Zeppelin and Queen to Emily Dickinson and Toni Morrison. In Brooks' words, Buckley embodied cultural heterogeneity and transformed the music of the ands into a distinct kind of music. I hope you learned something new today. Let me know what you found most interesting in the comments below.